Hello, Capricorn. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are going to see what messages Spirit has for you for the month of October. So this is a general reading, so just take what feels right for you, leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. And also, you're the highest viewed and engaged video for September, so thank you for that. To say thank you, not just say it, but show it, I am going to give you guys a bonus reading that taps into career and love. So stay tuned for that. I will share that with you guys once it's ready. But thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, let's just get into it. I love to do Capricorn readings. I always say this in the readings. I have 4 Capricorn placements. I'm an Aquarius sun, but a lot of Capricorn. So I always like to see what you guys have got going on. So let's start with your vision, your meditation. It was so cute. So I saw The Little Mermaid. So some of you guys may like that movie, or maybe you really love mermaids or water, ocean, whatever. And it was a scene where Eric was like on the beach and she had just saved him from the boat situation, and she's just on her like rock, and she's like, you know, part of your world, singing that. Okay, so I feel like there is a level of faith and determination coming through for you guys. Okay. It's like, what does she say in this song? Like, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something right now. I'm going to be a part of your world. That's how you're moving. And then I saw Ariel kind of turn into like a Charlie XCX energy. And she was like, I am going to be a part of that world. And then I just saw you guys like fashion, model, runway, walk, 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 like it feels like you're going from faith and hope, like wishing upon a star, to then taking action and making things work for you and showing up and not taking no for an answer. So I just feel like you are determined, you are seeing something all the way through, and you're going to make it happen. So some of you guys may be listening to Brat. We love the Brat summer, even though summer's over. But maybe Charlie XCX is a singer you like to listen to. I don't know, but I love the energy, so let's get into it. Okay, Peters. All right, so we're going to do a Celtic cross today, so I'm just going to get the cards ready to go, and then we will see what's going on at the bottom of the deck for the overall energy. Move my little cup out of the way. All right. Okay, interesting. So there definitely could be a situation, maybe with the part of your world energy, maybe you are really trying to manifest, call in your soulmate, or if you feel like you've already met them, just deepening that connection. Because I see the Lovers, I see the Empress and the Emperor. So there's some sort of divine partnership potentially. But let's see, bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Pentacles, the Magician. Absolutely. See, and with the Page of Pentacles, that is your energy, Capricorn, and that is you embarking on a new journey. Some of you guys could be moving or traveling a lot right now. Maybe you're getting back into school or some sort of like learning, deepening some sort of skill, something like that. And with the Magician here, I love both of these energies because it's perfect. It's like, this is a Charlie XCX and this is Ariel. It's like, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know I'm going to make it. But I know I'm going to make it. And you're just in a master manifestor energy. You are unstoppable. And even though you may not know exactly how things are going to unfold in front of you, you know that you have what it takes to figure it out. You know that the universe is going to bring you the tools, the resources, the connections to help you see something all the way through. I love it. We have the King of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups. Okay, lots of cups. So this could have something to do with your intuition, with your emotional sphere, maybe with family, friends, romantic connections. So there could have been something where there was maybe a lot of disappointment or something didn't pan out how you expected. But with the King of Cups, you're not, like, you're feeling that and you're honoring that, but you're not letting yourself drown in it. Like with something that didn't work out, you're not saying, well, now nothing's going to work out and everything's horrible. You're saying, okay, well, maybe this is happening for a reason. Maybe I'm learning something from this. What's truly meant for you will come back to you. So I feel like you really had to surrender something, and you're taking that with a lot of grace. And I love that for you. And maybe that's how you are able to really focus your energy somewhere else. You know, you're like, this sucks, this didn't work out, but I trust and I'm having faith that the universe is going to sort that out for me. While that's getting figured out, let me put my energy and my thoughts into something that serves me at this time rather than just, you know, wallowing in self-pity or whatever. You have the Seven of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Star card, and the Two of Cups. So there's definitely something going on with some sort of partnership. I think that there could be a balancing in your partnerships here. But yeah, you're really focused on protecting your energy, putting your attention into something that makes you feel good. A shift perspective has happened here, and I think you surrendered a situation for the universe to handle it, and that is really helping you a lot right now. Okay, so let's talk about it. So the current situation, we do have the Lovers. Could be dealing with a Gemini here, or maybe you have that in your chart. The Lovers obviously can talk about a romantic relationship, a commitment, long-term commitment, or wanting that. It can also talk about balancing the different aspects of yourself, the masculine and feminine, the shadow and the light, and just bringing both of those energies together for union. This could also be you following certain hobbies, passions that light you up and going towards your heart and fulfilling your emotional desires. This can also be a need for communication. Gemini is all about communicating, understanding different perspectives, and no matter what the relationship, whether it's the relationship with yourself, the relationship with family, friends, coworkers, romantic, there needs to be communication. You need to be able to express yourself, share your needs, share what's upsetting you in a, you know, in an adult way, and not just try to hide your feelings or get triggered and explode on somebody. So let's see what's going on with the Lovers here. Tell me more about the Lovers for Capricorn. Okay, I'll take it. The Lovers for Capricorn. Okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So you could be dealing with a Pisces. So yeah, your intuition, I feel like you may have pulled back from a connection. The Eight of Pentacles talks about really just focusing on yourself, not really being social or anything like that. So I feel your intuition kind of guided you to take a step back from this current connection, whether it's friends, family, work, romantic, whatever. You're really focusing on you, exploring your own inner world, and putting your energy into school, work, business, personal growth, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. We do have the Strength card, so you could be dealing with a Leo, but I definitely see that you are looking for forward movement with the situation. I think that there could be a part of you that wants to go back to this situation, but you're being strong and you're looking towards the horizon, not backwards. Okay, tell me more about the High Priestess and the Lovers. We have the Hierophant and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. See, and the Hierophant and the High Priestess are a divine partner as well. Okay. So this is, even if this is something that doesn't have to do with a romantic situation, I just see that you are wanting more balance in a connection or just within yourself in general. With the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles, this is definitely, you're being patient with something. You're allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. And with the Hierophant, I feel like you do want a long-term commitment. The Hierophant's all about marriage and, you know, following tradition and going with things that have been tried and true. So I feel you want something deeper. You want something with more stability, and you're willing to be patient, focus on yourself instead of trying to force that out of someone or out of a connection. I think you're trying to see, you know, not fully walking away from something, but just trying to see how it's going to unfold and see if it aligns with your values and your morals as well. You're not going to rush through this because I think, you know, if I rush, then that's coming from a place of fear. That's coming from a lack of faith that the universe is going to give me everything I want. And if it's not what I want, it's going to be better. I like that. I like that a lot. Very good. Very good. Lots of self-discipline here is what I'm feeling. Yeah, you could have been around somebody where it was just like maybe you felt like you were very mature in taking care of things, and maybe you felt like this other person was just inconsistent or just here for a good time and not really focusing on serious situations and moving forward and things, you know? All right, cool. So let's see what the challenge is. The challenge here is the Seven of Cups. And I think we touched on that a bit. Like, you're not really sure what's going to happen or what path to follow when it comes to this connection. I think that there's just a lot of what if this happens, that could happen. This is also a matter of trying to decide what's truly best for you. And I think that's why you are spending so much time focusing on yourself instead of focusing on fixing this connection, because you're just like, let me just see what happens. And either way, I'll be in a better space, a better version of myself, because that's what I've been dedicating to. Okay, very interesting. All right, so tell me more about the Seven of Cups for our challenge. Okay. Okay, so we do have Justice, which is Libra energy. Could be dealing with a Libra or have that in your chart. Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. At the end of the day, you want stability. You want success. You want to feel like you're good. Everything's taken care of. Like, you don't want to have to worry about your success, your finances, your security. You don't want to have to worry about that. And I think a big reason that this is coming up with this person, because you keep showing up as Knight of Pentacles, as Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like you are very focused and a very determined, disciplined person. And I think that's what you want from this other person. Okay, we have Justice here. So yeah, I just feel like you're needing more balance in this connection. I feel like you don't want to feel like you're taking care of someone. You want to feel like it's an equal give and take, like you can be honest and share your worries and your desires. You want just truth and authenticity from everybody. And I think a part of that is you worry that if your authenticity doesn't match this other person's, then that means you have to walk away completely. So I understand being concerned about that. Yeah, Page of Swords, Eight of Wands, the Sun card. There's definitely, and with the Two of Swords here as well. Like, I feel like your thoughts are all over the place. Like, you're really not sure who to go towards, what path to follow. There's a lot of uncertainty. But I think overall, with the Ten of Cups, the Sun, the Eight of Wands, you want to go towards happiness, towards fulfillment, joy, optimism. I think you're just unsure if this person is going to be involved in that or not, which I totally understand that. Okay, tell me more about Justice and the Seven of Cups here. The Page of Wands and the Six of Cups. Yeah. I feel a lot of past energy is influencing this present energy. This could be things from childhood, past connections replaying in your mind. Maybe the past that you have with this person is kind of replaying in your head. But with the Page of Wands, you're being asked to be brave, to be confident, and to honor your truth and your message and what it is that you want to say, that you want to, get across to this person. Don't let the past, whether it's this person's past, or your past together, I wouldn't let that necessarily influence the present. It's not to say like forget about it, throw it away, but it's to say if you want a different future for yourself, a different present, focus on what you want that to be rather than focusing on the issues or the lack. You know what I mean? Because as you focus on what you want, it will help you get clear on if that person matches that or not. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through things that you don't want. We've checked that off, right? So now focus on, okay, now that that's clear and I know I'm not doing that anymore, what do I want to replace this energy with? And as you do that, you'll recognize, does this person fit in this new life that I have? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're being very determined, very motivated. And see, we have the King and the Queen of Swords, another divine partnership. And the thing is, you're not giving up on this partnership. You are really focused, like you're focusing on the future that you want, and you are really rooting for this person to come along with you. But there is a lot of anxiety and a lot of back and forth about if this person actually fits into that. Okay. All right. That's why you just got to get clear on what you want, so then it will be easier to decide if this person is in alignment for it. Okay. So, what you need to focus on, we have the Page of Cups, could be dealing with the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and we've already had a bit of water energy as well. So, the Page of Cups, this is following your intuition, this is being creative, following your heart. So, again, I would just indulge in things that fill your cup. Okay. And even though this person may have been someone that fills your cup or currently is, you got to be able to do that on your own independently. So, focusing on that, doing things that make you feel good, maybe some inner child work, or just doing things that your inner child likes to do, like maybe painting or coloring or, playing outside. Indulge in those things so that way you're not just focusing on the lack of clarity. Find clarity through alternative methods. Tell me more about the Page of Cups. See, like, I feel like you guys are going to be doing creative things, following your intuition, and through that you're going to gain the clarity that you're looking for. Like, it's going to be indirect. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. What's this about? Okay, we have the Moon card, the Queen of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Sun. This is so interesting with the Moon and the Sun again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like masculine, feminine, light, dark. There is a divine partnership here for sure. Okay, but you are just, there's still a lot of illusion, there's still a lot of uncertainty. I wouldn't like make a decision or take action right now. I would just keep focusing on myself, because you want happiness, right? You want fulfillment. You want to follow your heart. You want to trust yourself, but there's also a part of you that's fighting this and that is unsure about it. So I would definitely meditate, journal, do some shadow work, go within and notice what part of you is hesitating this fulfillment and this happiness and why. All right, tell me more about the Five of Wands, the Moon card. Yeah, see, there's a part of you, Judgment here with Scorpio energy. You're wanting to make a decision, or, maybe you've already made this decision or some sort of realization, but there's a part of you that's not fully trusting it, that's not admitting it or leaning into it, okay? Yeah, you definitely need some rest, some nurturing energy for yourself. Maybe take a nice bath. Tell me more about the Queen of Cups, the Sun. See, here's the thing. You want a new beginning. You want a new beginning. I feel like with this person, the big thing here is you want stability. You want trust. You want security. You want to be able to bring this person into this new chapter, but you're unsure if that's what's going to happen. With the Hermit, you have to keep listening to your intuition. You have to trust yourself. Go to yourself for guidance, especially if this is like a romantic thing, because, friends, family, whatever, they want the best for you, but sometimes they don't know the entire situation. Sometimes they have their own perceptions and biases because of things they've been through. So I would definitely suggest either going to yourself for guidance or someone like a spiritual leader, a counselor, therapist, something like that. So that way there's not so much biases muddying up the situation, because you know what you want. I just think you're unsure if this person, see, like here they are again, like there is a lot of fulfillment that they give you, but there's also a lot of inconsistency in, like, especially Capricorn, you're not one to play, okay? You are very disciplined and you're very focused on success and security, and you cannot have someone around you that's not about that either. I get it. And again, it's good to have that balance of someone who may be a little bit more go with the flow, but if they don't know how to honor your side of the street, it can cause some issues here for sure. I feel like that's what's happening. Okay. All right. The recent past, I like this energy. We have the Empress. So this is that divine feminine energy. The Empress is all about abundance and attracting what it is that you desire. So I really do feel like you've really been on like a manifestation kick lately. And with the Empress here, this is about birthing new ideas, whether that's literally a baby or new business ideas, new adventures you want to go on, and just allowing the divine to work through you as a vessel to create a beautiful life for yourself or bring something new to this physical plane that we need right now. I like this. You're all about, I feel, self-care, nurturing, and just loving yourself, being soft, allowing rest, ease, relaxation. Fierce. Okay. Tell me more about the Empress, Capricorn. And I'm just noticing there's zodiacs all around her. So I think that you are really someone that like you try to take everything into consideration as well. Oh, I love it. Okay, so we have the Empress, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're getting really serious about your family, your long-term goals when it comes to relationships and family in general. I feel like you may have realized, okay, I do want kids one day, or I do want to own my own house one day, or I want this aspect of emotional fulfillment, whatever that means to you. Like you really have your eye on the prize when it comes to your long-term goals and your emotional fulfillment. And I love that. So that kind of makes sense why you're looking at this other person and saying like, okay, well, what are your goals? How do you fit into this? Do you have the same desires as I do? Are you willing to work for those desires like I am? And it's not that, you shouldn't expect someone to totally live life how you live life, right? Like we're all individual people and we all have our own journeys and paths that we're meant to be on. But you just want someone that's going to meet you halfway, that's going to grow with you, support you, just like you would support someone else. And I think that's fierce. Yeah, it's like you are very determined to have that balanced family union and to have those connections, and you're not faltering on that. And I think that's beautiful. Okay, so some possibilities here. Okay, wait, no, it's not. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I was going to say it's interesting because it's the Devil card, but the Devil card is your major arcana, Capricorn. So this represents you. So a possibility here is you focusing on yourself, you becoming the highest version of yourself, really elevating, growing, evolving. All right. I feel like this is going to be you really letting go of those limiting fears, those doubts, and not letting fear motivate you, but faith. And I feel this situation is exactly what that's representing. Yes, you want this person to come along with you and be on your same level, but you're not going to let the fear of them not being able to do that, or the fear of them being with someone else, or the fear that you're never going to meet someone else. You're not letting that keep you held back. You're not letting that decide how you move forward. You're going to trust the universe and say, okay, this is what I want. I hope, I pray, I wish, I manifest that this person can come along with me. But I'm not going to let my fear or disappointment that might not be the case keep me stuck in that situation. I feel it. You see it? All right. Tell me more about the Devil for Capricorn. All right. We have the Page of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Okay. So I do like this because we kept seeing the Knight of Wands. So maybe that person has grown and matured. It's interesting. So with the King of Wands, this is someone, see, like you're not going to back down from a challenge. You acknowledge and embrace the discomfort that this is causing, but you know that the discomfort is not more important than living your life authentically and honoring your truth and your needs. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a scary time, but you're not giving your power away to that. Like, yes, there's uncertainty and, anything could happen, but you know what you want, so you're going to stick to this path. So yeah, we have the Chariot, Knight of Wands, the Star. So there could have been some maturing in this night here. Let's see. Okay, tell me more about the King of Wands here. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely worried that this you could be dealing with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, but I feel like you're worried that this person is not going to mature how you want them to in order to be around you, okay? But at the end of the day, you know what you want, and you're not accepting anything less. I think you're also I think you also could be worried that this person may find other people or be indulging in other connections and relationships. But again, if that's what that person is doing, instead of focusing on growing so they can be around you, then they weren't meant to be around you. Then you're asking too much of them and they're not able to show up. And that's a hard truth to accept. But if that's the truth, there's nothing that control force can do to make that go away. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to accept it. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. See, there's the Queen of Wands. So again, another divine partnership with the King and the Queen of Wands. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Strength card. Yeah, right now I just feel like you are honoring your truth. You're trying to move forward with clarity. You're being brave. You're being strong. Okay. Let's learn more. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups here. I think that's more of a fear. And plus, the devil is here, and that does represent subconscious doubts and fears and things like that. So, yeah, I think that you're worried. Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're worried that this person is going to not choose you or not elevate with you. And again, everyone's allowed to do what they want to do, right? You may be asking them to show up better, do better, and that may be what you think is best for them, but they have their own path, their own soul agreements and things like that. So they may choose to stay on their comfort zone and do what is right for them, and they're allowed to do that. You know, um, I'm not getting that. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll keep going and see, but I do feel like in your mind that's a strong possibility, which I feel says a lot more about what you think of this person than you realize. You know? All right, let's keep it moving and grooving. So in the near future, we do have Temperance here. I like that, Sagittarius energy. So I see in the future there's going to be a lot of balance, a lot of harmony. There could be maybe you guys are coming back together here. But Temperance to me is all about experience is the best teacher. So I think that you're going to learn a lot from this situation about yourself, about your needs, and how to navigate that. I think that you're going to learn a lot about this person, and maybe that time apart allowed you guys to heal and grow and learn. And maybe you're going to come back together, different versions of yourself, and be able to rebuild and have that stability and that security that you desire. Tell me more about Temperance. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Okay. King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Six of Swords. Okay, yeah. So I do feel like in the near future, you're gonna have to just kind of choose yourself. Okay. I think you're realizing that something might be more draining to you than it is worth. And you're going to have to actively choose peace, choose yourself, choose calm, and protect your energy. Because at the end of the day, you're showing up as the king. Okay, you have stability and security all on your own. So if you feel like you have to question if someone else is bringing that to the table, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, we have the Magician, the Fool card, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this partnership, there could have been some sort of betrayal or just this person not showing up how you anticipated them to. And so I feel like you have to walk away from that and just focus on yourself and welcome a new chapter in your life. That's not easy. Honestly, right now, I get it. Like, I'm going through a breakup myself, so I know it's hard. And even if it's not like a romantic breakup, friendship, having to walk away from family, certain habits, work environments, it's not easy. Especially when you're like, okay, this is going to be my last ditch effort. Hopefully things can change. And if it doesn't, it's like you have to go through another breakup, another heartbreak, having to really accept that, like, wow, this really is the case. I get it. Ooh, let's talk about that advice. Okay, the advice is the Eight of Cups. Spirit is saying if something is not filling your cup, if it's not making you happy, if it's not giving you the safety and the ease and the peace that you want, you have to walk away. Okay, notice all these cups, they're empty, they're fallen over. Like, some people are in our life for a season, a reason, a lifetime. So I do feel like this was in your life for a reason. You learned a lot from this, but if it's not making you happy, if it's not what you want, you have to walk away because no one's going to advocate for your needs. Okay? Compromising your boundaries and your expectations, I will never advocate for that. I will never co-sign that. I'm all about rip that Band-Aid off and make those difficult decisions that you need to make because no one's going to do it for you. And wasting time trying to be patient, it's not going to make it happen either. Especially if you're dealing with somebody else, you can't control that person. You can only control yourself. So if they're showing up in a way that is not resonating for you, that is not in alignment for you, what are you going to do about it? And it is not an option to say, well, I'm going to wait and see if they change. Okay, what if they don't change? Then what? You can't prolong the inevitable. Tell me more about the Eight of Cups for our advice for Capricorn. King of Swords, Nine of Wands, the King of Cups. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of love here. So you're really trying to see something through, trying to be very patient and determined to get the end result you want. But with the King of Swords, you have to be honest here. Strip away the emotions, the love, the future plans, the potential. What is the reality of this situation? Is this a reality you want to live in? If not, you have to make some difficult choices here. And again, with the King of Cups, like, this is about balancing the heart and the mind, knowing when to pull from the heart, when to pull from the mind, and allowing difficult situations to unfold and not drown in them. Okay. And I think you've been doing a really great job at that. But I think whenever you have to ultimately walk away from something, you're going to have to redo that process. So be gentle with yourself, honor your feelings, but don't be scared to feel them. Because a lot of the times, whenever the discomfort of loss or betrayal or heartbreak comes through, we want to soothe our nervous system by going right back to what it was. But that's not good for you. So feel those feelings because it's going to be difficult and it's going to be okay. All right. So what's happening in your environment that's influencing this is the Four of Pentacles. So I definitely feel like this person does not want to let you go. Okay. I feel that they feel, and maybe you feel this too, that you guys have built something very beautiful together. And neither one of you want to walk away from it. Like, there's a tight grip on the situation. But at the end of the day, if it's not making sense, you got to let it go. Okay. Let's see though. Let's see. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. And at the end of the day, if this person does not want to let you go, then they need to show up. They need to do the work. You're not asking for a lot, I feel. I feel like you're asking for consistency, stability. You're asking to be on the same page when it comes to the long-term family. And, if that is too much for them, then they need to let you go. But if they want you as badly as they say, then they need to show up. Let's see. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. Yeah. I mean, this person has a lot of love for you for sure. Okay. And they're willing to, you know, they are not going to give up on this, just like you don't want to give up on this. But with the Two of Pentacles, I feel they need to get their priorities in check, right? If they really want to be with you, if they love you and they are not going to give up, then they need to put their priorities in check and, you know, not your priorities, but they need to figure out what matters to them. What, if they want you to be with you so much, how can they show up for you? You know? Instead of just trying to use force and control, they need to use action. They need to use consistency. Simple. It's simple. We'll kill the Batman. Okay, I like this though. Okay, so this person may be having some sort of realization. We have the Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, the Fool, the Magician. I feel like they understand that you want a fresh start in this connection. And so I feel like they really are trying to get focused and, you know, put in the work that they need to put in to get you to trust them again and see their side of things and grow with them. But we'll see. All right, so your hope or fear, we have the Emperor, Aries energy. So your hope is that you can have a divine masculine. And it doesn't matter your gender, how you identify, none of that matters. This is just energy. But you want a counterpart. You want a partner. You want someone that is equal to you. That's what you want, okay? And I feel like you're giving this person the time to figure out if that's who they can be or who they want to be. And in the meantime, you're not going to settle. You're not going to compromise, because if this person can't show up, there's plenty other emperors out there, you know? So let's see about it. Tell me more about the Emperor. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords. Okay, interesting. I do feel like this person might surprise you. Okay, with the Knight of Cups, again, there's still that love there. But the Two of Swords, Seven of Swords, this definitely talks about kind of being surprised or something happening in an unexpected way. Now, the Seven of Swords does talk about, you know, someone being shady, lying, malicious, that energy, but it can also talk about choosing to go about something in a different way. So I think that this person is going to surprise you and show up in a way that you were not expecting. Let's see. Yeah, you're being patient and you're honoring your truth and letting this unfold. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords, Two of Swords. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. Oof. Okay, this person could be worried that you are going to have someone else come in. Okay. The Eight of Swords, Five of Swords, this is definitely an energy of someone who's overthinking, worried, also worried about like someone being selfish as well. So I think that I feel like you're hoping that love is enough. And I feel like you're hoping, like, there's a lot of thoughts going on here. I think you're really worried that this person is not going to show up how you want and that you're going to have to choose someone else. I think this other person is worried that they're not going to be enough and that you're going to have to go with someone else, which is crazy to me. You shouldn't think that about your own self. And if this person thinks that about themselves, there could be some truth to it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm hoping that this is a happy surprise ending, but I don't know if it's going to be, just because there is so much doubt. Like, you have clarity about what you want, but I feel like you're doubting if this person's going to match that. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. So I mean, I feel like things are going to come together, but I also feel like there's a lot of worry that it's going to have to be through a different avenue, a different person. Yeah, Three of Swords. Yeah. I feel like you are going to have to walk away from this. And, your advice was the Eight of Cups, so oof, that sucks. Okay, final outcome is the Five of Pentacles, so that also makes me think that this is going to lead to having to walk away. The Five of Pentacles talks about feeling abandoned, neglected, left out in the cold, um, really feeling like there's not a lot of hope either. And we saw the Four of Pentacles for the environment, and then this Five of Pentacles being the outcome. It's like someone finally had to let it go and loosen their grip. Tell me more about the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, in order for you to go towards the connection, the balanced family energy, the fulfilling love life that you're wanting, I do feel like you're going to have to let this go and have a new chapter, a new start somewhere else. Okay, with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. We also have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So it's like you're following your truth, and that is going to lead to you having to walk away from this situation. And that's uncomfortable and that's sad. But yeah, if you want the balanced connection, you're going to have to go towards a new chapter. And with the Wheel of Fortune, the world, like this is divine intervention. Okay, Spirit wants to give you that connection, that friendship, that work environment, that family that you've always desired. But you are trying to force something to be that, that's not going to be that. And even though this other person, like they want that too, but they can't show up for you for whatever reason. And that's not fair to do to yourself, And hey, maybe you guys take some time apart and then something gets figured out. That'd be beautiful. But for now, I feel like you just need space. You need to focus on you, because I feel like you trying to force this thing to happen in that way is going to be you compromising a lot of boundaries, a lot of expectations, a lot of what you truly want in life. And you can't do that. You just can't. All right, Capricorn, we're going to close it out with some oracle messages. But if this resonated for you, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe. All of that helps the channel grow. And I love, love, love to hear from you guys. And yeah, share this video with a fellow Capricorn. Why don't you? All right, let's close it out for the month of October for Capricorn, please. And thank you. Did I just get brighter? Alrighty. Okay, so we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Absolutely. This kind of makes me think of the Tower card. And what's beautiful about the Tower is that's also divine intervention. Even though it's uncomfortable and it's brutal. I mean, this looks very uncomfortable, minus the little flowers, but it's like, yeah, like what you're clinging onto, it's going to crack open and you're going to go and flourish and move on to bigger and better, And also the same for this other person, right? Sometimes it's hard to walk away from things because like you're going to be good, but you're like, I don't know how this person's going to handle it, right? But sometimes people have to go through breakups and rock bottoms in order to have a breakthrough. So you're doing everyone a service, and you're doing everyone a disservice by holding on to this. So let it go. All right, and then we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Look at you, powerful. I love it. We also have Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? So it's time to really listen to your intuition on this situation. And then we have Pleiades, Double Mission, Channeling and Uplifting Humanity, Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Yeah. So I'm definitely talking to some light workers out here. Your job is to uplift, empower, and spread that positive frequency and that high vibration on this earth. So since that's your job, you're going to have some difficult life lessons, right? Because through you and your experiences, we're able to alchemize these shadows and these lower frequencies. So know that even though it's difficult and it's hard, it's not just for you to have a good life, but it's for everyone, including the person that is involved in this situation. So I know it's difficult. I know it's hard, but it's what you're called here to do. And it always helps me remember that even though our human selves are sad about something or we're angry or hurt, our higher selves are all applauding, high fiving, celebrating, popping bottles, throwing confetti, like they're having a party because this is what we're meant to do. Our souls agreed to go through these things before we got here. So the fact that despite the ego and the brain and the pain, we are fulfilling those destinies, that's huge. And something beautiful is going to come through, even if it's not exactly what you want. It's going to be better. Okay? Fierce. All right, that is your reading, Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. And again, keep your eye out for your bonus reading. If you guys would like more from me, I have all my stuff down below in the description box. I've got my social media if you guys want even more content. I also have my website where you can book a personal reading or a soul alchemy ceremony, and I do offer these virtually if you're not in the area. The soul alchemy ceremony, this is where we take your pain and turn it into power, whether there's certain past traumas or difficult situations you've been struggling to work through. Maybe there's certain limiting beliefs. Maybe you want to call in something positive, but you're having trouble with it. We really dissect these issues and help you regulate your nervous system so you can create the life that you want. Okay. And if you want even more, sign up for my newsletter. Okay. That's also on my website, and you get a free guided meditation sent to you when you sign up. It's a beautiful way to get even more spiritual guidance to go along with the readings. And, I do full moon and new moon readings as well. And I put rituals with them. I share other spiritual guidance, give you guys discounts, pull cards for you guys, just the things I like. So, yeah, if you guys want more of that, go down in the description box below. Otherwise, thank you so much for showing up for me today, showing up for yourself, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.